One of the great things that the Nuremberg trial accomplished, it wrote the history and the record of what it really, happened in Nazi Germany, because without getting it from the originators and getting the statements under oath and finding the documents, the historians would still be arguing about whether it ever happened. And despite the evidence, some of them do. But that record, the whole record of killing millions of Russian prisoners deliberately by starvation and sickness and whatnot, that was all discovered, made public, let's say, at the Nuremberg trial through documents that the documentation division under Robert Jackson found. There were barnfuls of documents, and I'm not here to say that it would not have been discovered and documented anyway. But it was all brought together. That was the first comprehensive history, of Nazi Germany that was written. And what people forget, I think, the relatively narrow argument whether it would be better to have prominent Germans confess or to convict them by documents pales beyond the enormous accomplishment, right? To document the history of Nazi Germany, a whole country, a whole government, going back to 1923. Something that has never been accomplished before in any historical inquest, that no single government, no historian, could have done. And so this unfolded, I would say, between, to us a little earlier, some of it, but really between the start of the trials in November of 1945 and the end of the trials, in the early summer of 1946. So our relationship, to these people grew, if that's the word, in a negative way, as we recognized the true extent of their criminality.